Hey guys, this is John from Appalachian Creative. If you watched my video last week, you probably noticed I think I forgot to say Happy New Year. If you remember in the last video, I said that my motherboard in my computer had been hit by a massive power surge when the power line blew. Underground right outside my basement, and the power surge, I'm pretty sure, came through the concrete wall and through the bracket from my computer monitor and the TV, and went through the HDMI cable into the main board. I had surge protection on it and a battery backup, but it bypassed all that because of the bracket being mounted to the wall. I'll go back in the other video and I'll pull it up and put it on here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you look right here, I have the monitor bracket screwed straight to the concrete. So all I can think of is that power surge came through the wall, through the concrete, through my brackets and into the TV. And then it's traveled through the HDMI cables and through the back of the computer. But anyway, I ordered another main board and it came in today, so I'm going to work on my computer and try to get it going. And hopefully the power surge didn't get the main processor or the RAM. If it did, I've got bigger problems, and it may just be better to get a whole new computer. But they're so expensive anymore for a desktop. You can get a laptop cheaper than you can get a desktop anymore. So I'm going to try to fix this one, and we'll see what happens. So here's my computer, and as I showed everybody last week, you can see right here the burn mark on the main board. Everything right there is fried. And what's happened was I had a computer monitor, and then in this one I had a adapter, and I had a HDMI cable plugged into it going into the other monitor. I had two monitors up, so the surge came through either the computer monitor, which I'm pretty sure it was the other one, through the HDMI cable, because that one was the one that was screwed directly to the wall. And this basement is completely underground except for the front entrance. Well, you can see right there. I got the garage door and then the walk-in door, and the right there going up at an angle, it's covered with dirt. So everything else is completely underground. So when that power line blew, that surge came through and followed the cables, and it fried this main board. So I'm just hoping that the processor and my RAM didn't get fried. I took two of them out and looked at them with a magnifying glass, and I didn't see anything burned on the RAM. So I'm hoping, everything's going to be okay. And I know there's some computer nerds out there that are losing their mind right now, because this is not the ideal location to work on a computer. And it being, wintertime, there's a bigger risk of static discharge. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down computer nerds. Don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down computer nerds, because technically I am one. I worked in corporate network computer systems, building them, running network systems, all that stuff for about 15 years. So I can't say anything, negative about that, because I did it. I doubt any computer people is going to be watching this video anyway, because this is not really the kind of channel that computer people would watch. But and I'm not putting down computer people or you know, and I was just joking when I said computer nerds, because technically I am one. I worked in corporate networking systems for about 15 years. I built custom computer systems and networks for a living. And so if there is anybody, you know, in the computer industry watching this, I was just joking. I'm one of you guys. I do a lot of different things. So, but anyway, I'm probably going to blow anybody's mind that works in computers right here in a minute, because I used to have all the stuff, the static mats and everything to work on computers, you know, safely, so you don't, you know, do any static discharge. But I don't have no idea where the stuff's at, so I'm going to improvise and try to do this as safely as I can without, you know, doing any more damage to this thing than there already has been. But I think if the main processor and the RAM survived that massive power surge, a little bit of static's not going to do it any more damage. But anyway, I'm going to start working on it and see what we can get done. I just hope it works. So right here is one of the mini bags of stuff that I used when I was working in computers. I've got boxes of stuff somewhere that has all my static stuff in. I had the wrist, you know, bands and everything that you ground with, and I don't know where they're at, but I've got like 4 of these bags here, and then that I carried with me with different stuff. Like this was for telephone stuff, and which there's some networking stuff in here too. Got my crimpers, and there's RJ11 connectors, all kinds of stuff. But I thought I had a wrist strap in here, but no, I don't have it. So right here's what I was talking about when I said I was going to improvise. I'll take this and connect it to the frame of the computer, and then ground it, and it should eliminate any chance of any static. So, or it won't eliminate any chance, but it'll cut the chances down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is connect this to the frame of the computer, and then I'm going to hook this other end to my wood lathe, because it's bolted to the concrete, so that'll give me a good ground. And then, you know, to discharge any static from your body, all you have to do is just touch the ground or the frame of the computer, and it'll help discharge anything off your body. So now I'm going to start taking this thing apart. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm going to take a picture of everything. See if I can do this without getting in the way. All these connectors on the computers anymore are getting smaller and smaller. Let me get me a few more pictures, and because there's a lot of smaller connectors here. I want to make sure I get them back on the right pins, so I'll be back in just a minute. So you can see what I was talking about, these little connectors down here. I always try to keep some part of my skin touching the frame on the case, you know, to help cut down on the static. But like I was saying, this time of year, I know everybody's been shocked by a sweater or something putting their clothes on in the wintertime. I don't know what it is about wintertime, it creates more static, but I think that's all of them. I gotta take my USB dongles out. Well, that thing's stuck in there good. I think one of these things is holding it in, so let me get this out and I'll come right back to you. Okay, that's what it was. It was hanging on one of these. It's catching right down there at the bottom. So like I said, I'm not worried about this main board, but I don't want to take any chances on my processor and the RAM. This is supposed to be the exact same motherboard. I guess I probably should have looked at the motherboard. Now you can see a little better how bad that was burnt right there. Looks like it actually melted some of the pins. I don't know. This may be a lost cause. Yeah, this is the exact motherboard, so if my processor's not fried, it should be good to go. But I'm telling you, the way that them pins melted like that, it's probably a waste of time. Now we got this. Fix it. Got the right side to get down with the CNC router. See if I remember where I go. Just like it. That goes there. That goes there. See. Seems like I'm missing one. Oh, here it is. Okay. Probably been 12 years since I changed the main board. Okay, I'm going to get this thing put back together, and then I'm going to hook it up and then we'll see if it works. You know, like I was saying, I've worked in computers for a long time, and I've seen some crazy things done with electricity and power surges and even lightning strikes. But this is a first for me, which, like I said, it's my own fault for mounting that TV bracket straight to the concrete wall. You know, when that power line blew underground, it surge came all the way through the ground and through this through my walls, which are 16-inch thick concrete. And you can see it traveled in through the main board, through this connector, through the DVI connector. And it had this HDMI connector on it. But I started to hook my cables up, and I thought I better check them just to make sure. And it's a good thing I did. I don't know if you can see that really good or not, but this is a gold-plated HDMI connector or cable, and you can see right there it actually completely melted the contacts out of the plug, and it burnt the gold plate off of this end. So if I had plugged that up, even if my main board's good, which I'm starting to doubt, I mean, this one's toasted. That kind of power surge had to get to the processor, so I guess we're going to find out if it actually works or not. But I've got another regular computer monitor I'm going to hook up to it, because I definitely have to get another cable. I don't have any long enough to reach the TV now, so I'm just going to hook a regular monitor up and we'll turn it on and see what it does. So I had this regular flat screen monitor here. I'm going to use it and see if it works since I don't have a cable. But let's power it on and see what it does. Well, I don't know. It tried to come on. Well, it ain't looking good, guys. It powers on for a second and then goes back off. Let me double check my connections and we'll see what's going on. Well, guys, it's bad news. It'll power on, then it shuts back down, so more than likely the processor's bad. So I've got to make a decision whether or not to just give up on it or to try to order a processor for it. I hate to give up on it since I've already spent the money on a main board and a new power supply. I just tested my power supply from, you know, the original computer, and it's still good. So I was kind of afraid that processor was gone by the damage done to that port, but I was hoping anyway. So I guess that's going to be it for this video. But if you guys would, you know, please like and subscribe to my channel, and, you know, comment on my videos. Tell me what you like, tell me what you want to see. It would really help my channel since I'm trying to get it to grow. But like I said in my last video, I just about gave up, and I'm going to give it a try again. Try to get some videos put out and see if I can get it to grow. But that's going to be it for this one. Like I said, I'm going to try to find a processor. Next video may be the, you know, putting a processor in this thing, or it may be something else. I know I've still got to finish my water system. I'm going to put a safety cutoff on it that works automatically when it detects water overflowing the tank. So that's probably going to be a little interesting video for anybody that has the same problems I've been having with water pressure where we live so high on this mountain. But you know, keep an eye out for my videos. I've got a lot out there. I've got close to 100 videos out right now, so you know, go back and look at some of my videos. I got some really good ones. Construction videos, you know, I built retaining walls and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, have a look, see what you think. Let me know. Thanks.